Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTube. Today we're doing a science experiment, which is not a science experiment, and my head's cut off because I I don't know why I decided to do this on the floor here instead of my kitchen table because uh yeah, after getting this out, I'm realizing my mistakes I've made in life. But anyway, we're just gonna go with it. I'm sitting on the floor right now for your well-being, so don't even question me. I did not plan any of this out. I'm just stealing these ideas from everybody I see online because I'm too lazy to make my own original ideas. So this is a little what do you call it? An object lesson because I have actual objects in front of me, like little stones and rocks, and I got sand, I got rocks, I got more rocks, and then I have a jar here, which this jar is your life. And in case you didn't know, your life is a jar of Smucker's creamy natural peanut butter. So, what is all the stuff here for today? Well, I guess it's probably very strange and awkward because I'm sitting on the floor and this table's too high for my height and this is cutting off my head. And I really don't know why I just didn't do this at the table. I should have done this at the table. Anyway, what all the stuff represents here is your life. And you've probably seen this analogy before, and I'm just going to say it again. And my microphone is over here, so I don't even know if it can hear me correctly. And if it can't, who knows. But we're still going with it because that's what we do here on this channel. We wing it every day. To get to the actual topic on hand, this jar here represents a day, or not a day, but it can represent a week, a life, a month, however much in your life. You have a jar, and then all these different sized rocks represent different things in your life. And when we plan out our days, we will our days or weeks, or again even our life. We'll put different things in different orders. We'll say, okay, I have, my job I have to do. All right, you put that in the jar, and it's like, okay, after the job, you have again whatever else you have, your family, you have, again, just whatever responsibilities, and throughout life, you're filling up your jar with different things. So you may put in, you're putting in your work, you put in some of your sand, which is I don't know, video games, or whatever. You're putting in your family, you're putting in, just different aspects of your life. And when you're doing that, you're filling up your time, you're filling up your life. And, what we will do, and we will mess up, I guess you'd say, is we'll put in everything we want, and then at the end of it, we go, okay, here's my perfect day, here's my perfect life. And I still got, a little bit of room. So now I'm going to add, now I can add God to my life. Now I can add prayer, I can add reading the Bible, and it can appear like you have a lot of room left, and you do. You still have, time for, for adding God for whatever. But the problem is, this is adding God in your life, and when you add Him, all of a sudden, I'm gonna say the lid doesn't fit, but I don't have my lid with me. Please hold. I found my lid. Now, all of a sudden, once you add God in your life, no matter how much you try to ram Him down in here, the lid doesn't fit. You don't have enough time. And you're looking like a very ugly jar of Smucker's peanut butter right now. So, now, you might look at this and go, well, I don't have time to add God to my life. I just don't have time. All this other stuff, all these other responsibilities, everything else I enjoy doing in life. There's just no way you can add this strangely giant-shaped rock to your life. You can't add God to your life. And you're right. Once you put everything in, once you do everything you want to do in life, you can't add God. There's simply no time. So instead, what you have to do is, let me change the order of everything in here. You can get rid of all this, put it all in there. Now, I lost my couple good rocks in here, so please hold. Here we go. You have to start out with Christ. You have to start out with God at the bottom of your life. Let's hope I don't break this jar, because it's glass. You start out with Christ, then you add your job, then you add, your family, all your responsibilities. And then after that, you fill it in with everything else that happens in life. All the unexpected, just, if I can pour this in without getting sand all over my house. And it may seem to fill up kind of quickly. You may get to a point when you feel like, okay, nothing else can fit now. It's getting too high. You can't fit the last bit of sand in. But again, you shake it around, and everything, once you put God at the bottom of your life, you find there's actually enough room to put everything else. And it's the exact same amount of things you're doing in life, It's not that you have to sacrifice. There we go. And look, after you put Christ at the very bottom, you still have room to spare. You still have, you know, there's more than enough time for everything else you need to do in life. And you can put the cap on. And, well, I mean, you still look like an ugly jar of peanut butter. But, but it's where, when you add Christ to your life on top of everything you're doing, when you think you can, you know, just add God onto your career, when you think you can add him on to whatever you enjoy doing, it's not going to work. You have to have Christ as the foundation of your life. You have to put him in first. You have to begin your day with God. You have to ask him what he wants you to do in your life. You have to focus on him first, and then everything else will fit. Now, like, I'm not saying that, you know, oh, you add God and then you just do everything else and you forget about him the rest of your time. No. God will make everything fit that needs to fit in your life. You won't be lacking anything when you put God first. You won't be left wanting when you add God at the foundation of your life. But when you try to force your own things into, when you try to put your own wants and needs ahead of God, when you put that stuff in first, suddenly there's no room in your life for everything. You run out of time, you run out of money, you run out of, you know, just energy and everything. And, you know, it seems counterintuitive to add a giant rock in first, but again, God has his ways of working, and if we follow them, everything works out. And like I said, in this jar now, there's more than enough room. I could still add, I don't have any more. I do have more sand. There's still room for more stuff in here. And when we did it the other way, when I tried to force in everything I wanted to do in life, when you try to force in, you know, oh, I want to, you know, do whatever, then all of a sudden when the unexpected happens, when God gets in the way, I guess you could say, even though he's not getting in the way, but when we put our wants first, then he's in our way. But really, he's trying to show us the better way to do stuff. And when we get stuff all backwards, it doesn't fit. And that's when, you know, you're not going to be getting enough sleep because you're exhausted at the end of the day. You're trying to force in your own plans and ideas, and it simply won't work. I mean, I guess either way, you're left with an ugly jar of peanut butter. But you know, what can you do? When your life is Smuckers, then I don't know. Your life is just Smuckers peanut butter, and you know, I'm sorry, I'm the first one to tell you this, but that's all your life is. You're just peanut butter. You're gooey. You're non-GMO and you're gluten-free. You're 3 grams of saturated fat, and you're also 110 grams of sodium. You got a little sugar in there, but at least you got 8 grams of protein per serving, so that's not all bad. You got no ingredients list because that came off on me, but I was not going to spend the effort of taking the entire label off. Because I do not put that much effort into these videos, as you can obviously tell from me sitting on the floor. So, and stealing sand from my dad in the local park. So, I'm probably going to get arrested for that. But anyway, so this is the last video I got arrested for stealing sand and rocks from the park. So, I'll see you all in jail, and Lord willingly, I'll see you all later.